Ooh, it is episode 6 of my Road to Legend, and today we'll be showing you guys all Ultra League battles. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. So yeah, Ultra League has started, and I actually miss playing Ultra League a lot, and because I actually enjoy playing it more than Great League, so hence why I kind of miss it a lot more than Great League also. So hopefully we can play better in the Ultra League and maybe even the Master League also. Alright, so this was the rating when I started off playing my battles 2 days ago. Actually, it started off 2 days ago, and I had to play one day, basically 25 battles of the Great League battles, and my rating is at 2129. So we're going to enter into the very first battle right now against Lupin with P38. So I decided to use my team that I used in the previous season, Warren with Galvantula and Trevenant. So we had a very bad lead right now against a Galvantula. Actually, it's kind of an okay lead. Since we're using a Shadow Warren, we can actually do a lot more damage with our Icicle Spear if it goes through right now. But unfortunately, my opponent decided to shield up, mirroring my shields. So we ain't gonna take it down. So he's gonna shield this one up also. And that allows him to actually, no, he did not need to shield that. Yeah, I forgot that actually Galvantula actually can survive one Icicle Spear after suffering a few Powder Snows. And right now we are down 2 shields already. So we're going to go ahead with another Icicle Spear to try and take out the Galvantula. But he's going to shield this one now, alright? Yeah, I forgot which one he actually shielded, but I know he decided to shield both. So we're going to bring our Trevenant to try and farm down the Galvantula, but not before he uses his charge move Lung on me. And then eventually he brought in a Mandibuzz, which was a very bad thing for us because both our charge move, Seed Bomb, and also Shadow Ball will do resisted damage to the bird. Alright, so this is the tankiest bird in the Ultra League, Mandibuzz. Maybe because Celesteela is tankier. I mean, it's not exactly a bird, but it's a steel and flying typing Pokemon, same as Skarmory, right? Nah, I don't think so. Celesteela is not as tanky because I actually played against my friend who actually used Celesteela just for fun. And yeah, it's not really tanky at all, guys. Yeah, the Galvantula was eating it for breakfast. Yeah, Galvantula, can you imagine that? So we're going to go ahead to discharge the Mandibuzz, go ahead to try and catch the move, which we did. We caught the move against the Mandibuzz, which is good, but unfortunately for us, we ain't going to be able to win this one because he still has 2 Pokemon left with only my 1 Pokemon, Galvantula. But I want to showcase this battle because he was so accurate in catching my charge move. If he wasn't able to catch my discharge, I definitely would have won this one. I could have actually fired off 2 discharges onto the Jellicent, and I would have definitely won this because you guys can see clearly one discharge does like almost 50% health onto the Jellicent. So with 2 that would have taken it out, and I wouldn't have to suffer the Shadow Ball damage, but that was a really good catch by my opponent. Unfortunately, we lost this one. Alright, so sometimes there was some glitch or whatsoever. We're going to get matched up against our next opponent, Inspired 29, and all these battles were done when I was in the car when Princess was still driving. So we were making our way to a cafe where I know the internet connection is really good, but I didn't have much time to actually play the battles because we were at places that the network was so poor that I couldn't play the battles well. So eventually when we were approaching the cafe, I decided to start playing my battles. You guys can even see the top left, the time is 8:42 PM. I usually don't start playing my battles that late. Alright, so anyway, back to this. You guys can see that he decided to use an acid spray, decided to bait my shield. But it's okay, we got Earthquake coming in right now, and let's see if it's going to shield this. 2 shields gone for him. We're going to bring in Galvantula to try and farm a bit of energy. Unfortunately, we're going to have to suffer 1 acid spray, I guess. It's probably going to be acid spray again, so I decided not to shoot that. Bringing in Shadow Swampert. When he brought it in, I was like, oh yo bro, you forgot I got energy and you forgot you got no shields, is it? Okay, so 2 lunch will actually take out the Swampert, so that's going to be it. GG for the Swampert, especially since it's a Shadow form. If it's not Shadow form, it definitely will survive to be able to get to a Hydro Cannon. So in situations like that, a Shadow Swampert isn't too good as compared to a non-Shadow one. Alright, so he brought in an Alolan Ninetales, which is quite okay for us, although the Charm is doing a lot of damage. It's quite rare to see someone using an Alolan Ninetales in the Ultra League though. But we're going to go with Shadow Ball after checking the fast moves and making sure that it's doing alright. Alright, Shadow Ball does a lot of damage, but we're going to try and see if we can catch a move Alright, but not before we do a bit of chip damage with our Seed Bomb first. So in this situation, I know that if I get hit by a Dark Pulse, I'll be dead. So I need to try and catch the Dark Pulse, which I did with the Warren. And then after that, farm down with the Trevenant. Trevenant would then be able to do a Seed Bomb or Shadow Ball onto the Alolan Ninetales to take it out. Yep, luckily for that, was able to do that. Shadow Ball, here we go, and it's going to take out the Ninetales with ease. So that was the win condition. I had to basically catch the charge move from the Alolan Muk, otherwise I definitely would have lost that one. Okay, so into the next battle, battle number 3. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, got 11 battles to show you guys, or maybe I told you guys already. We are into the next battle against Eating Snoopy. Oh my god, does she like to eat dogs? Wait, Snoopy, is that a dog? I don't know. Alright, so against Galarian Stunfisk, okay, and in this situation, I'm like, oh, not so good, man. Rock Slide is gonna do like half health damage to my Warren, but we're gonna try and burn the shields as much as we can. We are gonna invest one shield to even burn double shields from my opponent also. One Earthquake will definitely be in range to actually take out the Galarian Stunfisk already, if I'm not mistaken, since I'm using a Shadow Warren. We're gonna shield up against the Rock Slide again, and we're gonna get to the Earthquake again, not before we actually shield once more again, because the Rock Slide just comes in super duper quickly from the Galarian Stunfisk thanks to it using Mud Shot. Alright, so now we are both down to 0 shields because she is going to shield this. And let's see now. My Trevenant is going to be brought in later on to actually take on the Galarian Stunfisk. Not ideal to actually bring in the Gao eventually because it's going to get taken out by Rock Slide anyways. Alright, bringing in a Giratina. When I saw this, I'm like, okay, I'm ahead on energy by a bit, but he got to her Dragon Claw earlier than me, but it's totally fine. Actually, it's not Dragon Claw, but it's Shadow Sneak, which does more damage. We're gonna go with Shadow Ball after charging a bit more energy. Alright, just before the Dragon Claw gets activated. Shadow Ball is gonna take out the Giratina. Let's see what she's gonna bring in. Gonna bring in a Dragonite. Gonna bring in the Gao eventually. If I'm her, actually will bring in the Galarian Stunfisk straight away. Alright, one discharge is definitely going to be enough to take out the Dragonite after it suffered a debuff from using Superpower. Not sure why she used Superpower though, because it's resisted Bug Resist Fighting. So it might have been ideal for her to just go with Dragon Claw, but maybe she doesn't have Dragon Claw. Maybe she's using Hurricane, I'm not sure. Alright, we're going to go with Lunge. And Lunge will actually debuff the Galarian Stunfisk, but the question is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough? Alright, we are down to a little bit of health. We are going to be able to get to our Seed Bomb because we win CMP tie against Galarian Stunfisk with our Trevenant. But it's left with a sliver of health and we got to his Rock Slide, we are dead. Yeah, how unfortunate. So those are the kind of battles that I'm experiencing, like super duper close battles that my opponent is left with like a sliver of health, or even myself left with a sliver of health. A lot of times are like that. But Ultra League, I would say that the matches are relatively longer than Great League because I guess the Pokemon, they are slightly tankier. Okay, in this situation right now, we are against a Swampert, which is very bad for our Talonflame, but I'm going to try and see if I can actually burn a shield off my opponent by using the Flame Charge first, before going with the Brave Bird spam all the way. Actually, not exactly spam, because you can't really spam Brave Bird, since the Incinerate charges up energy not so quickly as compared to Mud Shot that the Swampert is having. So we're going to go with Brave Bird. Let's see if we burn both shields. Once this is gone through, we're going to switch into Trevenant. No shields for him, meaning it's good for us to go party. Unfortunately, he brought in my favorite Pokemon, and that's Pidgeot, the evolved form though of PG. So we're just going to go with Seed Bomb spam, because Shadow Ball will be double resisted thanks to its normal typing, so Seed Bomb will be single resisted, so that's a better option to go. And since it does slightly more damage, I suppose, so we're going to try and get to another Seed Bomb just before the Gust actually takes us out. And hopefully we can do something really amazing. The best Pokemon to bring in is actually Galarian Stunfisk, because it's going to resist all the moves from Pidgeot, because Pidgeot does not have any other moves other than Flying type, Fast and Charge moves. Alright, so Featherdune's going to come in. I do not know why he didn't want to go with Brave Bird. Maybe he's trying to just debuff me as much as possible, but I can actually switch out to remove the debuff. So hence I wasn't too worried about that. I was just charging up energy, switching into my Talonflame right now, trying to take it out before any charge move comes in. Unfortunately, he was able to get to Brave Bird. Alright, so the Brave Bird did a lot of damage to us. That was quite insane. But we are left with a sliver of health. Now the question is, can we get to a Brave Bird? Yes, we do, before we get taken out by the Swampert, and this will knock out the Swampert. Whew, one-shot KO it, and we're gonna see that his last Pokemon is a Registeel, but look at that, I have 1.5 Earthquakes ready already. Means the Registeel is basically GG, because even if you are able to land a Focus Blast onto the Galarian Stunfisk, well, it's still gonna survive, still gonna get to the second Earthquake, still gonna knock the Registeel out, and GG, well played. That's how it was. Alright, so that's that for that battle. Let's go into the next battle right now, and the next battle, yep, is against Sean33. Alright, so we're gonna get matched up against Obstagoon. When I saw Obstagoon, I'm like, okay, I must take out the Obstagoon with my Talonflame, no matter what. Because my other two Pokemon, they are both weak to the fast moves of Obstagoon. Alright, so hence it wasn't going to be ideal. Sometimes I do use Trevenant also with this particular team, as in replacing Warren with Trevenant. So of course, Talonflame is going to be the best option still in that situation to face up against the Obstagoon. So Night Slash just going to come in. I decided to not shoot the first one because the first one usually it does less damage than the second or the third, because if it gets buffed, then of course I will have to start shielding the second or the third Night Slashes. Alright, so we're going to go with that. We're going to start shielding the last Night Slash, and we're going to farm down the Obstagoon. Alright, my opponent still has one shield left, but not to worry. Okay, now we have to worry because we're going to faint. No, actually, you know what? Talonflame is going to survive this since he did not get boost at all. And we are up on energy but down on shields. We're going to go with Brave Bird, and let's see whether my opponent is going to shoot this or not. Definitely yes, because it's a Venusaur against a fully charged up Talonflame, okay? So we're going to bring in Galarian Stunfisk, of course, not bringing in the Warren because Frenzy Plant will do a lot more damage to our Warren since it's in the Shadow form. We're going to go with Earthquake to do a good amount of neutral damage to the Venusaur, and then go with Rock Slide later on. We will be able to survive another Frenzy Plant because of how tanky Galarian Stunfisk is able to survive 2 Frenzy Plant in the Ultra League, which is just insane. If it's a Shadow Venusaur, of course, it would be a different story because definitely I'll get knocked out by that amount of damage. Alright, so we're going to bring in Warren right after we got knocked out by the Charmer. Alright, so in this situation, we got no shields. Who's gonna win, man? Alright, so count 7 Powder Snows before we fire off our Icicle Spear. Then count 4 Powder Snow, fire off the next Icicle Spear. Alright, just to sync up the fast moves. Alright, so he's gonna use his Charm again. We're gonna do 1 Powder Snow and then charge move. Alright, 1 Powder Snow. Okay, actually we didn't need to do that. We can just go ahead with the Icicle Spear already. Alright, and then eventually just 1 more Powder Snow and it should be enough. 1 more Powder Snow. Yeah, look at the health. 1 sliver of health. That was very close though. Alright, I should have actually done the 1 Powder Snow before I actually fire off the Icicle Spear to shave off away 1 charm damage. It was really close. Alright, so next opponent against a shiny Giratina. Quite often I do see people using Giratina, using Cresselia. Rarely do I see people use Registeel though. I see more people using Giratina and Cresselia than Registeel. Yeah, that's quite interesting. So against the Giratina, I normally use the Flame Charge first, but I decided that okay, let's just go with Brave Bird straight, which is quite rare for me to do, but eventually I switched out to Warren. Then my opponent brought in a Scrafty. It is one of the biggest threat to my team, especially 2 of my Pokemon are weak to it. In fact, if I were to use Trevenant also, still 2 of my Pokemon are weak to it. So I need Talonflame to come in to actually face up against this, to actually take it out as quickly as possible, but clearly the Icicle Spear is still doing a lot of damage, which is really good. Alright, so it's down to red health. We just need to actually land, I think 2 or 3 Incinerates to actually take out this Scrafty, but not before a Foul Play comes in, which we decided to shield it up. And then eventually we have energy against the Giratina. I'm not going to shield this because I'm going to save the shield for the next Pokemon that could potentially deal more damage than a Dragon Claw. Alright, we're going to go with another Brave Bird. Let's see if it's going to shoot this or not. And he does. Oh my god. We're going to bring in Galarian Stunfisk right now. I was hoping that Brave Bird would land, to be honest. But we are left with a sliver of health, which then I will use my Talonflame as a 3rd shield right now already. Okay, so we're going to go with Earthquake Spam, but we have to be cautious that he does not pull a switch to actually catch our Earthquake with whatever Pokemon he has. Could be a flying type Pokemon at the back. We do not know, right? So, I mean, if it's Talonflame, of course, we have Rock Slide to handle it, but we are going to try and Earthquake down the Giratina. So, okay, trying to farm a bit more energy. I don't think Rock Slide, it will be enough to take out the Giratina. I was actually 1 Mud Shot extra from getting this charge move in for my opponent, but it's totally fine. We're going to go with the Earthquake right now. And remember, we still have the 3rd shield. We still have Talonflame, but the question is, what's the last Pokemon? It is Alolan Murk. So we need to land the Earthquake, and we cannot get hit by a Dark Pulse, because if we do, of course our Galarian Stunfisk is going to faint. So we're going to try and catch it, alright, with the Talonflame. Talonflame, I don't think has energy to even get up to a charge move before the fast move actually takes us out, so I have to do that already. And then going with the Rock Slide right now to score a win. That catch was really crucial, but my opponent has really left the battle. You guys can see on the bottom right, the 10 research task came out. It means my research has been completed. Alright, so next opponent against a Setsu's Youth Forever. Alright, and he's bringing in Purified Snorlax. When I see people using Purified Pokemon, especially when it's not Saber, I feel really like, oh my. Alright, so he brought in Gyarados. And I decided to let the Aqua Tail go through first. I know it does a lot of damage, but we're going to try and get to a Brave Bird, which we do. Alright, so Gyarados is running Dragon Breath, which will be resisted by my Galarian Stunfisk, so hence why I brought it in instead of the Warren. Alright, if it's running Waterfall, I'll bring in the Warren instead. Alright, but of course Crunch would still do a lot of damage to both of them. But he's going to go with Aqua Tail this time, since I'm bringing in Galarian Stunfisk. But Galarian Stunfisk can take the Aqua Tail, no problem at all. We're going to go with another Rock Slide. This will knock out the Gyarados if it goes unshielded, and it does. Alright, now what's he going to bring in? Is he going to bring in the... okay, Tapu Fini, man. Tapu Fini, another water type Pokemon. Not doing too well against it, especially my Galarian Stunfisk. But we're going to get to an Earthquake first. Then I was hoping to see if I can actually catch the Surf on it, I think, or maybe I just went with the Rock Slide. I think it's the other battle that I caught the Surf onto my Warren. Yeah, I think the next one, or maybe the next one, or maybe I didn't show it, I can't remember. Alright, we're going to bring in Warren right now. It's the Moonblast, so we're going to have to shield up against the Moonblast, otherwise that's going to do like half health damage to us. The Purified Snorlax is back, so how do we handle this when we are like left with our Shadow Warren? Can Shadow Warren handle Snorlax though? Well, you guys will see it in action right now. Icicle Spear is just going to come in, but I was trying to see if I can catch a Body Slam. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. He was able to charge a bit more energy, but it's totally fine. The Body Slam came in and took us out, and then eventually now it's left with me, Warren, and nothing else. Okay, so Warren, please do your thing. Icicle Spear all the way. Please do what you can and do your best. Alright, and then he's left with one shield. He's going to shield this. Alright. And then shielding this allows him to get to another Body Slam, which I decided to shield up also. Of course, if it's a Shadow Snorlax, it's gonna be more painful. Oh, it's not a Body Slam, it's Superpower. So getting debuffed twice, in fact, because it's gonna use a Superpower again. But that's not gonna knock us out. We're gonna try and farm down the Tapu Fini. Unfortunately, I got scared and I was like, okay, let's just use our charge move. Alright. And then eventually we're just gonna fast move down this Snorlax. Look at the amount of health that the Warren has. I can't even see it anymore. It's like left with 0.1 HP. Not even 1 HP, man. 0.1. If only that exists. Alright. So we got matched up against the next opponent again. Obstagoon lead, which like I say, I have to use my Talonflame to take out the Obstagoon and also the weak connection. Yeah, seriously, weak connection happens all the time, man. So at this time, for this particular battle, I was really back into the accommodation. You guys can see the time on the top left is 2:38 AM. Alright, decided to play the battles right after 12 AM. Essentially playing 50 battles in the last within 6 hours or less. But during like Go Battle Day, like when we do 100 battles, we basically have to play super duper hard and play all the sets so densely, alright, together. So anyway, the Obstagoon is out, which is safe for my team. We're going to try and get to Brave Bird. Unfortunately, the Shadow Claw took us out, which was really sad to see, but not to worry, we have Warren. So Warren is going to do very well against the Giratina. However, the Giratina has a lot of energy charged up. Bringing in a Crocella, I was thinking, alright, double legendary team, double of this team, which is okay. So now the question is, do legendary Pokemon actually beat non-legendary Pokemon? I'm using non-legendary Pokemon at all, for those of you who have noticed so far. No Registeel, no Crocella, no Giratina, no nothing. No Tapu Fini also. But I'm doing pretty okay, although I miss using Giratina at times also, but I don't really feel like using Giratina for now. Alright, I just want to get used to the team that I'm using. And eventually also I took out Galvantula, replacing it with Talonflame. I think that's the thing for now that I'm kind of comfortable using. So we brought in Giratina. Not gonna shoot this at all. Look at this. So late into the battery, none of us have even used our shields. It's kind of insane though. Yeah, we're gonna go with Icicle Spear to see if our opponent is gonna shield this one up, and the answer is no, he's still not shielding up. I'm like, what? What's the both of us doing, man? Both of us have not even shielded up at all. We are not gonna shield this also since it is a Dragon Claw. I'd rather shield up against the Grass Knot, because that will definitely knock us out, so I have to be cautious about that. I'm gonna go with another Icicle Spear. This will knock out the Giratina. We are still up 2 shields for both of us, and his Cresselia is already down to red health. Can you see how crazy that is? Alright, he knows that Cresselia cannot get farmed down by fast move from both my Pokemon, so obviously he can actually save the shields up to this moment to use it right now. Alright, so he's going to start shielding up. I'm going to start shielding up against the Grass Knots. Okay, so in this situation, I was like thinking to myself, okay, I actually forgot how much energy my Galarian Stunfisk has. Alright, so much so I was thinking in my head like, I need to catch the Grass Knot with my Galarian Stunfisk so that my Warrior can fire off another charge move. That is only after I switched that I realized, oh no, it still has energy left. I could have actually swapped in immediately after I fire off the Icicle Spear and fire off the Rock Slide to take out the Cresselia, but yeah, I decided to do it like this. Not sure what's up with me. The timer on the top even appeared with 10 seconds left. Yeah, that was a unnecessary catch actually. Alright, or what Daniel would say, quetch. Alright, shout out to you, bro. Okay, so we got into the next battle right now against Cresselia. Again, Cresselia for Talonflame is pretty straightforward. You don't have to shoot up against anything other than Future Sight, which most people wouldn't use. Most people will use Grass Knot or in fact Moonblast. Alright, both will be resisted by Talonflame, and in fact if you bring in Galarian Stunfisk also, you don't really need to shield. Landed the Brave Bird, that's why I decided to switch into Galarian Stunfisk also. Alright, still staying in with Cresselia. I was quite surprised though. Doesn't he have any other counters to counter my Galarian Stunfisk? Looks like not, man. We're going to go with Earthquake. Alright, Earthquake landed. And then we're going to see another Grass Knot come in. We're going to try and farm down the Cresselia because it's left with so little health. But he brought in a Shadow Swampert. Well, he forgot I had energy. I think he forgot how much energy I had. So this Earthquake is going to hit hard. Alright, we're going to bring in Shadow Warren, which is good for us because we can technically almost farm it down already, but we're going to have to shoot up against a charge move. Luckily I shoot up against the Earthquake because if it's Hydro Cannon, that would have wasted my shield by a bit, but it's totally fine. He's a sliver of health away from getting taken out, so one more Powder Snow is going to knock out this Shadow Swampert. Awesome. He's up 2 shields, I'm down 1 shield, but it's totally fine. We got the Cresselia back in. We're going to have to go with the Icicle Spear. I do not want the Grass Knot to come in and have to waste my shield against it, so I was ready to actually invest 2 of my Icicle Spear energy already into the Cresselia, but he brought in a Talonflame with 2 shields left and he's still not shielding out. I was quite confused. Alright, 2 Powder Snows, Icicle Spear off, or basically 4 Powder Snow, Icicle Spear. That will be the way to actually fire off your charge move. Alright, so we're going to bring in Galarian Stunfisk to try and catch the move, which we did. Awesome. Not going to shoot this up at all. I'll take it as if Galarian Stunfisk is dead because 2 Incinerates were taken out anyways, which is not going to be enough for us to get to a charge move in time. Alright, so we're going to go with another Icicle Spear right now. Would be enough to take it out if he decided to not shield, but he's going to shield this up, and then I still have another Talonflame at the back. But the Talonflame is super duper boosted, and 1 Brave Bird will actually take us out right now. I actually forgot that the Talonflame was super duper boosted, and I did not shield that. But then that was the right move. Eventually, another move came through, but it could have been Brave Bird, but it's actually Flame Charge. And we are just going to go with our very own Brave Bird and just putting my finger there on the screen. Don't even need to slide at all. It's going to score the win for us. Alright, so that's that for that battle. We're going to go into the next battle. I think I still have 2 more battles to show you guys. Alright, so this is battle number 10 against Yakoman 4. Alright, so you guys saw my ratings actually went up a bit and down. This particular battle is quite interesting. First time ever I see someone using a Luxray, the evolved form of Shinx, the Community Day Mon Shinx, with Psychic Fangs and also Wild Charge. Unfortunately, my opponent just needed only 1 move to beat me. Alright, yeah, I kind of spoiled it that he actually beat me in this battle, but check this out, how he actually played this out. So I went against him with my Talonflame, and I'm just going to go with a I almost said Fire Fang. Flame Charge, Fire Charge. Alright, that's a new move, Brandon. Alright, so we're going to catch the Wild Charge. Look at this, I even caught the Wild Charge like perfectly well, and then he's still charging up energy, and I was like, okay, cool, bringing in Swampert. We're gonna go ahead to go with Earthquake to do half health damage to this Swampert since it's not Shadow form, and then we're gonna probably sacrifice the Galarian Stunfisk already because we need to keep the shields against that Wild Charge, as both of our other two Pokemon are weak to Electric. Alright, we're gonna go with Rock Slide to do a bit of cheap damage since the Hydro Cannon is just 1 Mud Shot away. Alright, then we're going to bring in Warren to actually take it out. We ain't able to get to the next charge move already as what I would think so, because we lose the MP tie against his Swampert. Alright, we're going to bring in Warren. Let's see that. Almost managed to farm it down. I'm going to let this go through even if it's Earthquake. I have no choice. The Wild Charge is going to hit harder. Alright, cool. And then let's see what's the next Pokemon he's going to bring in. It is going to be Escavalier. So Escavalier wise, I actually made a mistake on this part. I should have actually pulled a switch into Talonflame immediately. Alright, I felt that I should have done that. And then I shoot up against this. I forgot that the Luxray has energy already. Luxray is going to come in, go with the Wild Charge, and I was like, yeah, I made a huge mistake there. I should have just pulled an immediate switch into Talonflame. Alright, after this battle was over, I looked back at the footage. I'm like, yeah, if I put a switch immediately into Talonflame, even if he brought in Luxray, I can actually just farm him down with the fast moves. And then after that, shoot up against the Wild Charge. And then just Flame Charge the Escavalier. I would have won that. But it's okay. Okay, next battle right now is going to be the final battle against Nidoqueen as the lead. Alright, it's quite rare to see people using Nidoqueen in the Ultra League as compared to the Great League. I think Nidoqueen is definitely more useful in the Great League also. Although I personally do not use it, or I mean have not used it in a very long time. Maybe I should start using it in the next Great League battles. Alright, so Poison Fang spam all the way. I'm just going to shield up against one. We're going to go with our Flame Charge again. Let's see if our opponent is going to shield this or not. And he does. So I'm going to probably go ahead to try and farm it down. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. The Nidoqueen Poison Fang is just doing so much damage to us. But it's okay. We got our Shadow Warrior in the house. Earth Power is coming in. That's not going to do a lot of help to us. Okay, so let's see what's the next Pokemon, sorry. And it is going to be a Greedent. So when I saw Greedent, I'm like, oh my, I actually forgot that I actually powered up a rank 3 Greedent. And I could have actually used that to try it out, but I decided not to because I really would like to use Pokemon that I'm comfortable using and confident to use. So the Body Slam is going to come in, but I caught that with my Galarian Stunfisk, did not need to shield that at all, but Crunch is going to be the next move that's going to come in, which I am still not going to shield also. Alright, so we're going to go with Earthquake all the way, since I know most people do not shield up Greedent, thinking it is actually very tanky. So 1 or 4 or 7 mud shots before we fire off the charge move, because Seed Bomb is actually, sorry, not Seed Bomb, but Bullet Seed is actually a 3 turns fast move. So bringing in Cofagrigus, I was like, okay, Cofagrigus, it's been quite a while since I see anyone using this in the Ultra League. But sure, let's go ahead with that. Earthquake managed to land and he's left with half health. I decided not to shoot this at all, letting it go through. I was left with a sliver of health. I was trying to switch into Warren, but my thumb accidentally tapped on the Rock Slide, which was a good thing actually. As you guys will see over here, we have double Icicle Spears ready, but we have left with so little health that we could possibly even get farmed down by the Greedent. Now the question is, can we get the 2 Icicle Spears before we get taken out by the fast move? If I'm actually my opponent, I wouldn't go ahead to actually use any more charge moves already. I would just go with fast moves all the way. Alright, but of course I have to shoot up against the Icicle Spears. And right now, I managed to get to the next Icicle Spear, but the question is this enough to take out the Greedent? Yes. And we managed to score a win with 1 dot left on the health. I think it's 0.01 HP now. Just kidding. It's still 1 HP probably. Alright, so we managed to get up to 2,213 for the ELO, for the ratings. But yeah, I could have actually done better. But not to worry, I'll still push my way up to, 2,500 for set small little goals before we actually go up to Legend. So 2,500 ratings is my next target before we go up to 2,750 for Expert. Then after that, Legend. 3,000. Yeah, we will see how. Alright, so that's all for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like on the video. It'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. In the next video, alright? Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.